Welcome everybody to today's GOT 16 RD4 Doug Jones League Daily Recap Podcast for January 21st, 2023. Brought to you by the good folks at Brylcreem and IS Fans Productions. With Brylcreem, a little dab will do ya. Got Bombed Redux met Plymouth First Comers for a 3-game set in Fenway Park in Boston today, playing on grass. The first game under partly cloudy skies, before a nice crowd of 27,746 was a walk-off victory for the home squad when Bellhorn homered to left, Lewis scored, Thomas scored. Winning pitcher was Smith, losing pitcher was Rodriguez. Roger Clemens started for Plymouth and went 7 innings, giving up 0 runs and throwing 103 pitches. Marbury started for Redux and went 5.2 innings, giving up no runs and throwing 100 pitches.
In the second game today at Fenway Park, in a pitcher's duel under sunny skies, Bobo Newsom pitched a complete game shutout for the home squad to give Plymouth First Comers a 1-0 victory over Got Bombed Redux. Jack Harshman pitched a complete game for Got Bombed Redux but took the loss. Gorman Thomas grounded a single up the middle in the bottom of the 8th, scoring Nick Swisher for the only scoring.
Plymouth First Comers won the third game over Got Bombed Redux in a blowout by a score of 10-2. Winning pitcher was Burba, losing pitcher was Kane. Neither starter made OT through 4 innings.
Miami Goldfish met Bod Game of Thrones for a 3-game set in Busch Stadium in St. Louis today, playing on grass. Bod Game of Thrones won the first game over Miami Goldfish by a score of 4-2. Winning pitcher was Day, losing pitcher was Smoltz.
Bod Game of Thrones won the second game over Miami Goldfish in a squeaker by a score of 4-3. Winning pitcher was Rommel, losing pitcher was Wakefield. Rommel started for Game of Thrones and pitched 8 innings, giving up 3 earned runs and throwing 116 pitches. Tim Wakefield started for Miami and gave up 4 runs, 3 earned in 6.1 innings, throwing 122 pitches.
Bod Game of Thrones won the third game over Miami Goldfish in a squeaker by a score of 4-3 for the sweep. Winning pitcher was Miller, losing pitcher was Perry. Dolph Luque started for the Fish and went 6 innings, giving up 1 run and throwing 110 pitches. Mark Burley went for Got and only lasted 5 innings, throwing 86 pitches and giving up 1 run.
Hanks at Lot 6 met Green Sand Beach for a 3-game set in Huntington Avenue grounds in Boston today, playing on grass. Hanks at Lot 6 won the first game over Green Sand Beach by a score of 5-3. Winning pitcher was Plank, losing pitcher was Glavine. Plank started for Hanks a Lot and gave up 3 runs in 8 innings, throwing 141 pitches. Glavine started for the Beaches and gave up 5 runs, 4 earned in 6.1 innings pick-fed, throwing 134 pitches.
Green Sand Beach won the second game over Hanks a Lot 6 by a score of 8-3. Winning pitcher was Rogers, losing pitcher was Waddell. Rogers started for Green and gave up 2 runs in 7.2 innings, throwing 123 pitches. Rube Waddell started for Hanks and was hammered for 6 earned runs on 6 hits and 7 walks in only 4.1 innings. He threw 93 pitches.
Green Sand Beach won the third game over Hanks a Lot 6 by a score of 6-2. Winning pitcher was Grimes, losing pitcher was Corcoran. Green Sand Beach got home runs from C. Beltran, who hit 2, Dolph Camilli, Branyan and Whitey Herzog.
Rocket Dogs met Stonehurst Mighty Seasons for a 3-game set in Citi Field in New York today, playing on grass. Rocket Dogs won the first game over Stonehurst Mighty Seasons by a score of 6-4. Winning pitcher was Cooper, losing pitcher was Callahan. Cooper started and went 6.2 innings for the win, giving up 3 runs, only 1 earned, throwing 98 pitches, and Callahan lost for the 13th time this season, going 6 innings, giving up 5 runs, 2 earned and throwing 82 pitches.
Rocket Dogs won the second game over Stonehurst Mighty Seasons by a score of 3-1. Winning pitcher was Sorrell, losing pitcher was Hansen. Sorrell went 8 strong innings, giving up only one unearned run, throwing 122 pitches. Hansen also went 8 but gave up 2 runs, both earned, on only 2 hits and 3 walks. He threw 113 pitches.
Rocket Dogs won the third game over Stonehurst Mighty Seasons by a score of 4-2. Winning pitcher was Higbee, losing pitcher was Murphy.
Electric Amish met Baby Got Bat V for a 3-game set in Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta today, playing on grass. Electric Amish won the first game over Baby Got Bat V by a score of 8-6. Winning pitcher was Worthington, losing pitcher was Harris. Kirk Reuter started for the Amish and lasted only 1.1 innings, giving up 5 runs, all earned, and throwing just 41 pitches. Bob Feller started for the home squad and he too only lasted 2.2 innings, also giving up 5 earned runs and throwing 88 pitches. A string of relievers for both clubs kept the scoring down for the rest of the game.
Electric Amish won the second game over Baby Got Bat V by a score of 6-3. Winning pitcher was Ostermuller, losing pitcher was Hildebrand. Ostermuller started and went 6 innings, throwing 80 pitches. Hildebrand only went 1.2 innings before getting the hook. He gave up 6 earned runs on 3 hits and 3 walks.
Baby Got Bat V won the third game over Electric Amish in a squeaker by a score of 6-5. Winning pitcher was Gagne, losing pitcher was Froworth.
Doug Jonestown Massacre met Kentucky Mules for a 3-game set in Muhlebach Field in Kansas City today, playing on grass. Kentucky Mules won the first game over Doug Jonestown Massacre in a squeaker by a score of 6-5. Winning pitcher was Blayholder, losing pitcher was Nieves. Blayholder went 5 innings, giving up 4 earned runs and throwing 96 pitches. Nieves only went 4 for the loss, giving up 6 runs, 5 earned, and throwing 75 pitches. Josh Gibson hit his 30th HR for Doug Jonestown Massacre.
In the second game today at Muhlebach Field, before a nice crowd of 13,803 under sunny skies, Ray Kramer pitched a complete game shutout for the home squad to give Kentucky Mules a 3-0 victory over Doug Jonestown Massacre. Losing pitcher was Losey.
Doug Jonestown Massacre won the third game over Kentucky Mules by a score of 6-3. Winning pitcher was McCullers, losing pitcher was Brown.
Got 16 RD4 Doug Jones League Day's best performers were Carlos Beltran, who had the best RC performance today for Green Sand Beach in today's third game at Huntington Avenue Grounds in Boston. He created 4.1 runs on 2 hits, including 2 home runs, and Bobo Newsom, who had the best game score today for Plymouth First Comers. He scored 88.0. Here are the current standings. In the East Division, Plymouth First Comers has a record of 65-61 and has a lead over Miami Goldfish, who has a record of 63-63. Kentucky Mules has a record of 61-65. Hanks A Lot 6 has a record of 57-69. In the Central Division, Rocket Dogs has a record of 67-59 and has a lead over Baby Got Bat V, who has a record of 61-65. Electric Amish has a record of 61-65. Stonehurst Mighty Seasons has a record of 53-73. In the West Division, Bod Game of Thrones has a record of 78-48 and has a lead over Green Sand Beach, who has a record of 69-57. Got Bombed Redux has a record of 64-62. Doug Jonestown Massacre has a record of 57-69. Here is your GOT16RD4 Doug Jones Injuries Report. For Doug Jonestown Massacre: Sewell, Rip, out for 5 more days, for more games. For Rocket Dogs: Ojeda, Bob, out for 5 more days, for more games. Holiday, Matt, out for 2 more days, 1 more game. Here are the current batting leaders. The home run leader is McGuire, Mark from PFC, who has 42. The top run scorer is McGuire, Mark from PFC, who has 97. The top RBI producer is McGuire, Mark from PFC, who has 116. The highest batting average belongs to Jeter, Derek from MGF who has .320. Maguire, Mark from PFC has the most runs created at 99.75. The stolen base leader is Morgan, Joe from DJM who has 36. The most game-winning RBIs is from Schmidt, Mike from SAT who has 16. The longest current hit streak belongs to Grantham, George from BGB who has hit in 11 straight. The longest hit streak belongs to Jeter, Derek from MGF who hit in 21 straight. Here are the current pitching leaders. The ERA leader is Blyleven, Bert from PFC at 3.21. The top game winner is Rommel, Eddie from BGO who has 19. The strikeout leader is Waddell, Rube from Art who has 192. The highest number of complete games belongs to Glavine, Tom from GSB who has 9. Burley, Mark from BGO has the most innings pitched at 247.2. The saves leader is Ward, Dwayne from DJM who has 21. Here is tomorrow's schedule. Electric Amish is at Doug Jonestown Massacre in Cleveland Municipal Stadium, 1948–1954, Cleveland. Rocket Dogs is at Got Bombed Redux in Truist Park, 2017–2021, Atlanta. BOD Game of Thrones is at Stonehurst Mighty Seasons in Citi Field, 2009–2011, New York. Green Sand Beach is at Baby Got Bat V in Fulton County Stadium, 1991–1995, Atlanta. Hanks A Lot 6 is at Kentucky Mules in Muhlebach Field, 1937–1942, Kansas City. Plymouth First Comers is at Miami Goldfish in Marlins Park, 2015–2019, Miami. Thanks for listening to today's game. For the best classic fantasy baseball game on the market, visit imaginesports.com. Good night all and God bless.
So down on the corner the national pastime went on trial. We're talking baseball. Klazuski, Campanella talking baseball. The man and Bobby Fella, the Scooter, the Barber and the Nuke. They knew them all from Boston to Dubuque, especially Willie, Mickey and the Duke. Well, Casey was winning, Hank Aaron was beginning, one Robbie going out, one coming in. Kiner and Midget Goodell, the Thumper and Mel Parnell, and Ike was the only one winning down